This
drill.
conference will now be recorded.
Today we are going to have a drill workshop and a live exercise with all of you, through which we would be able to fathom the aspects of active and passive voice in the usage of OET writing. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the doctors and nurses, whenever it comes to OET examination, it comprises of 4 sections. That is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. When I was going through all the sections and we at Teachio Academy made a research of all these aspects of OET examination. So we came across a very significant aspect where we came to know that OET writing, being the easiest of all the 4 sections, yet majority of the students fail the examination. A majority of the students who are taking the OET examination, they tend to fail in OET writing section, even though OET writing is the easiest. So then why are there some loopholes that you fail the exam? What is so? What make you fail the exam? What makes it happen? So we are here at Teachio Academy. We are here to fill all the loopholes that are there in OET examination, where majority of the students are unsuccessful. So till date, we have discussed a number of aspects of English grammar, and once again, we are here to discuss another significant, in fact, the very major aspect of grammatical aspect of OET writing, that is the active and the passive voice. Now, you must be thinking that why have we brought this topic here? Why have we brought active passive voice in OET writing? Why is it so? It is so because whenever you are speaking or whenever you are writing during an OET examination, transformation from active to passive and vice versa is very significant. Your interlocutor, the person who is judging you, the person who is analyzing you, only focuses on the way you pay your attention on the minute details of English grammar. Every week, Dr. Bhavna comes up with the medical aspects of OET examination, followed by my session, wherein I cover the grammatical aspects of OET examination. So active and passive voice is another way of transforming the beauty of English in an OET examination. If you are able to transform some active sentence, a sentence that is in an active form, into a passive form, this shows how skillful you are. So if we have to show our skill, our talent, the extent of knowledge of English that we have, then we have to be very precise and knowledgeable about the active and passive voice of the English section. So let's begin. I have told you the significance, because some people always think that why have these people come up with articles? Why have these people come up with active passive voice? Why are these people at Teachio Academy coming up with connectors, punctuation marks? We will slowly and gradually try to cover all the aspects of grammar that are used in OET examination. May it be speaking, may it be writing, listening, or reading. So we have to cover every aspect. No stone shall be left unturned while preparing for OET examination. So we often have heard about these 2 words, that is the active voice and the passive voice, but we haven't yet fathomed the depth of the aspects and the concept of active and passive voice. So today in this session, we would go through the aspects of active and passive voice very thoroughly. We will try to cover every concept and every aspect of active and passive voice. It is necessary that you have a pen and a notebook in your on your desks, on your tables, because we would be having a drill exercise over here in this session also, which would be followed onto the another session also. So let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what is this active and passive voice? What is this voice basically? So this voice is not the voice that comes out of our throat. This voice refers to a form of verb. So always remember that whenever somebody asks you a question, that what is a voice? Now the spelling is the same, V-O-I-C-E. One voice is the sound that comes out of your throat. The another word signifies a form of a verb that is used in its active form or passive form. So a voice refers to the form of a verb. The form of a verb, which lets us know whether the subject is doing anything or whether the object is doing anything. This is where the discrimination lies. The two aspects of the voice, that is the active voice and the passive voice. Whenever we talk about active voice or passive voice, we are trying to lay our emphasis upon as to whether the subject is doing something or something is being done for the subject. That is, the object is doing something. For example, Tom eats apples. Tom eats apples. This is active voice. The subject is doing something. Tom eats apples. Tom is doing something. An activity is performed by Tom. Tom is exercising an act. And what is that act? That act is of eating apples. So Tom eats apples in this sentence. The subject, that is Tom. Tom is doing an activity. And what is that activity? The activity is eating. And the object is apples. So Tom eats apples. Whenever we come across such sentences, Tom eats apples or Lindsay sings a song, here there is a subject, an action, and an object. A subject, an action, and an object. So Tom eats apples. Whenever we say Tom eats apple, the subject is Tom. The action is eats, and the object is apples. Similarly, let us transform this active form into the passive form. Let us transform Tom eats apples, which is in its active form. Let's transform it into its passive form. Now, in the passive form, something is being done over the subject. Something is being done for the subject. Now let's see. Apples are eaten by Tom. Apples are eaten by Tom. So we have juggled. We have simply juggled through. We have juggled through. We have changed. We have changed. We have interchanged the subject and the object. We are just playing the role of interchanging things. In the first sentence, Tom eats apples. In the second sentence, apples are eaten by Tom. This is how transformation occurs. For example, the doctor advised Mrs. Sampson bloods. This is active form. The doctor advised Mrs. Sampson's bloods. What is the passive form? Bloods were advised to Mrs. Sampson's by the doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay your focus. The first active version of a sentence is the doctor advised Mrs. Sampson's bloods. The passive form is bloods were advised to Mrs. Sampson's by the doctor. As simple as that. So wherever and every time, whenever we are discussing English aspects, the grammatical aspects of OET examination, we always conclude by one sentence that everything is very easy. And actually, OET writing section is the easiest, but majority of the students fail the exam. Majority of them fail. Why do they fail? Because their focus is diverting from the main points. if you let your focus divert from the main aspects of English grammar, you are surely going to fail. But at Teachio Academy, we are not going to let this happen with you. So be very sure you are in safe hands. Now, on your screens, we have shown a discrimination of the active voice and the passive voice. Kindly read as to what is written. So the active voice, I told you that VOICE, voice is a verb. It is a verb. Voice is a verb. So an active voice is the form of a verb which tells that the subject is doing something. What does the active voice tells us? What does the active voice tell us? It tells us that the subject is doing something. The focus, the emphasis is upon the subject. For example, Columbus discovered America. Columbus discovered America. Here, focus is laid upon the subject, and subject is Columbus. Columbus is the subject. So the entire focus is laid upon Columbus. So in active voice, the focus is laid upon the subject. Columbus discovered America. In the passive voice, the focus is laid upon the object. Vice versa. Interchange. Vice versa. So how do we say? How have we said it? America was discovered by Columbus. America was discovered by Columbus. Here, focus is laid upon America. Ladies and gentlemen, please be very focused upon this session. In the active voice, the focus is being laid upon the subject. In the active voice, the focus is being laid upon the subject. In the passive voice, the focus is being laid upon the object. So in active voice, we said Columbus discovered America. In passive voice, we said America was discovered by Columbus. So this is what the difference, the major difference between an active and a passive voice is. Now, a very important screen, a very important page is over your screens. Please see. I have written a sentence here. The sentence is, James opened the door. James opened the door. Now, we have given here, we have signified our the parts of our sentence into certain terminology. Now, what is that terminology? The terminology is agent, action, and receiver. Please be very attentive, very attentive. Agent, action, and receiver. So the agent is the subject. An agent does something. The activity is performed by the agent. So who is the agent in this sentence? James is the agent. Then we have the action. What is the action in this sentence? The action is open. The action is open. And who's the receiver? The door is the receiver. And action is being performed upon the door. So I have written here that the agent is James, the action is open, and the receiver is door. So the agent is doing something, open is the activity, that is the action, and something is being done upon the door. Now I'm writing a sentence in your chat windows. I am writing a sentence in your chat windows, and please let me know who is the agent, what is the action, and who is the receiver. Sam plucked the flower. Sam plucked the flower. So please write your answers in the chat window. Who is the agent? What is the action? And who is the receiver? You can write your answers by AAR. AAR. Very good, Dr. Aradhna. Very good, Ajit, Naimish, Zanab, Aruna, Zabin, Zana, Aishwarya, Jasmine, Vignesh, Hespi, Aisha. All of you very nice. Imran, very well performed. So with this notion, you have understood. You have understood the difference between an agent, action, and receiver. So if you are going to learn about active passive voices, you have to make sure the receiver. Receiver is very important. In the coming slides, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, please be very focused during this session. This session is going to be very important, and maybe we will never come back with this topic ever again. So if you are missing this session, you are at loss. Or if you are paying less focus over this section, you are going to be at a very great loss. So I have made you understand who is an agent, what is an action, and who is a receiver. So here, the door receives an action. Similarly, Sam plucked a flower. Sam is the agent, pluck is the action, and flower is the receiver. The flower is receiving an action. Okay. Now, let us understand as to where passive voices are used. This is going to be very important for your OET writing. Case 1. Let's discuss the first case. We transform an active sentence into a passive sentence whenever the agent is less important. Ladies and gentlemen, who an agent is? I will not repeat things again and again. So be very clear whenever I mention the terms agent, action, and receiver. So if the agent is of less importance, we remove him. We remove the agent. Look at this sentence on your screens. The patient has been discharged. The patient has been discharged. Now, who is the patient here? What is the patient? Please write in your chat windows. Patient is agent, receiver, or action. Please write in your chat windows. Patient is receiver. Very nice. The patient is the receiver. The patient is the receiver because the patient has been discharged. So discharge is being given to the patient. By whom? By whom? We do not know. So in this sentence, the patient is of importance. Now, who discharged the patient is of lesser importance. May the discharger could be a nurse, or may he or she be a doctor. We do not know. The head nurse, the doctor, the cardiologist, whoever discharged the patient is of lesser importance. So the patient has been discharged. Here the agent is of less importance. Now what is the active form of this sentence? The nurse has discharged the patient. The nurse has discharged the patient. This is the active voice. And when we wrote the passive voice, the patient has been discharged because the patient is of importance. Nurse is not of importance. Now let's discuss case number 2, where the agent is unknown. We do not know who the agent is. For example, my phone was stolen yesterday. Now, what is phone here? What is phone? Kindly write your answers with R, AC, or AG. Phone is the receiver. Very nice. Phone is the receiver. Adi, Aradhna, Jasmine, Aisha, Lindsay, Shruti, Aisha. All of you doing very nice. So the phone is the receiver. The phone has been performed an action upon. Some action has been done upon the phone. And what is that action? The action is stealing. The action is stealing. So the action of stealing has been done upon the phone. Now, who stole the phone? We do not know. Do you know who stole the phone? No. So this is a passive voice. This sentence on your screen is a passive voice. And why is it a passive voice? It is a passive voice because the agent is unknown. We do not know as to who the agent is. I hope you're understanding. If you're able to understand, kindly write in your chat windows why. Or if you have a problem, please let me know. If you have some problems, kindly let me know, because I must also know as to whether I'm going right or wrong. Okay, fine. The concepts are clear to you. That's very nice. Now, what is the active form of this sentence? Can you write the active form of this sentence in your chat windows? My phone was stolen yesterday. Can you try to write the active form? Please write the active form of this sentence. Okay, very nice. Now I will tell you that why do you people fail the OET writing exam? The answer is very clear. Most of you fail the OET writing section. The reason is very clear. The people at Teachio Academy must know, because you are not paying your focus upon things. Some of you wrote, let me show you the answers. Some of you have written, someone stole my phone. One of the answers was, someone stole my phone. Another answer was, someone has stolen my phone yesterday. Someone has stolen my phone. These are the answers you people have given. Of course, some people have given the correct answers, but this is the reason why you fail, because you are paying less focus. The correct answer is, someone stole my phone yesterday. Someone stole my phone yesterday. This is what the correct answer is. Let's look at the passive voice. My phone was stolen yesterday. The agent is unknown. Please look at case 1. The agent is of less importance. The agent is of less importance. So whenever the agent is of less importance, we neglect the agent. We remove the agent from our sentence. For example, the patient has been discharged. The nurse has discharged the patient. Nurse is of lesser importance than the patient. The agent is unknown. We do not know as to who the agent is. My phone was stolen yesterday. We do not know. The agent is not of less importance, but we do not know who stole my phone. The agent is unknown. So the active voice, someone stole my phone yesterday. Someone, because we are unknown about the person who stole my phone. Let's discuss case number 3. The agent is obvious. It's worthless to mention the agent. It's worthless to mention the agent. For example, the patient delivered a baby boy. The patient delivered a baby boy. Now all of us know the patient is a female. So it's worth mentioning a female patient delivered a baby boy. It's nonsense. It's in itself clear that the patient delivered a baby boy. The patient is a female. I hope I'm clear to all of you. The thief was arrested last night. The thief was arrested last night. Now, do we have to mention here by the police? The thief was arrested last night by the police. The sentence is complete itself. We need not mention the by the police because the agent is obvious here. Let's see. The police arrested the thief last night. And let's look at this sentence. The thief was arrested last night. The thief was arrested last night. All of us know who arrested the thief. The police arrested the thief. So the agent is obvious. Whenever the agent is obvious, we tend to write the passive voice of the sentence. What we do? We tend to write the passive voice of the sentence. Now let's see case number 4, which is the most important for all of you whenever it comes to OET letter writing. So in case 4, whenever we have to paraphrase our case note. In OET letter writing, we have to paraphrase our case notes, and all the marks are given for the best of the paraphrasing. All of you know very well. One who is able to paraphrase the case notes in the best of the manner is able to receive the maximum of the marks. This is a very clear known fact to all of us. So whenever in OET letter writing it comes to paraphrasing a case note, we have to use the passive voice. Always remember this. On the next session, we would have a drill exercise on a sample OET letter writing, and I will make all of you to use the passive voice in that letter form. So be very vigilant, be very active while learning all these phenomena of English grammar. These very intricate aspects of English grammar. I'm trying my best so that you are able to fathom the best of this exercise. In case of any foxynoxynihilipilification, kindly you can write me in your chat windows. If you are having some doubts or any sort of a foxynoxynihilipilification, please let me know. We will try to clear all your aspects. We'll try to cover all the concepts. So whenever it comes to paraphrase, passive form is used. Whenever it comes to OET letter writing, passive form is used. Look at your screens. What I've written here. Mrs. Jones suffered a stroke yesterday. Mrs. Jones suffered a stroke yesterday. The second sentence is, the cardiologist suggested her an echo. The cardiologist suggested her an echo. Now see, both the sentences are correct. There is nothing wrong in it. But the person who is going to analyze your OET letter writing is a person who is very skilled in English. To that person, this form of writing sentences or case notes may be a bit immature. Your interlocutor may find this form of speaking or reading or writing a bit immature. What is happening? What is wrong with these two sentences? Both the two sentences are correct. I'm not saying that these two sentences are wrong. Both these two sentences are correct. Then what is wrong with both of them? There is nothing wrong with both of them. The sentences are sounding a bit immature. A doctor or a nurse must be very mature while writing a letter or speaking in terms of medical pedagogy. So when we said that Mrs. Jones suffered a stroke yesterday, first sentence. The first sentence is Mrs. Jones suffered a stroke yesterday. Second sentence, the cardiologist suggested her an echo. The cardiologist suggested her an echo. So we are changing the subject. We are trying to change, or we are trying to divert the meaning of the case note. Now, how do we have to write it? The proper form of writing this sentence is, Mrs. Jones suffered a stroke yesterday. She was suggested an echo by the cardiologist. You have to extend your case note. Mrs. Jones is your subject, so she should come in the first place in the next sentence, because Mrs. Jones is of importance. Just look at the slide. Just look at the slide. I told you something over here. Aishwarya, SP, Abdul, all of you are correct. Imran, you are also correct. See over here, the agent is less important. Now, whomsoever advised Mrs. Jones and echo is of importance, but not of that importance. So whenever we are writing an OET letter, just look here. Mrs. Jones suffered a stroke yesterday. The second sentence must start with Mrs. Jones. The second sentence must start with Mrs. Jones. So we have to avoid using cardiologist in the beginning of the second sentence in the expansion of the case note. I told you both these sentences are correct. There is nothing wrong with both these sentences. What is wrong is just the level of immaturity while writing these two sentences. So this way, if you write this case note, it would be a bit mature for any doctor or a nurse to write during an OET letter writing. So we have discussed here 4 cases. Let us look at them once again. You can take a read at your screens. Case number 1, when the agent is less important, the patient has been discharged. This is of importance. The patient has been discharged. Now nobody is asking you by whom. Case number 2, when the agent is unknown. My phone was stolen yesterday. Who stole your phone? I don't know. Someone stole my phone yesterday. This is the active form and this is the passive form. Case number 3, where the agent is obvious. The agent is obvious. The thief was arrested last night. The thief was arrested last night. Now, who arrested the thief? Everybody knows that the police arrested the thief. The police arrested the thief last night. And case number 4, whenever it comes to paraphrase or OET letter writing, case number 4 is of major significance while writing. And we had an example over here. Now, let's come to another ambiguity of the passive voice. There are certain cases where the passive voice cannot be used. The passive voice cannot be used in some cases. What are those cases? Let's see. Not every sentence has a receiver. In the beginning of my session, I told you that we have an agent, an action, and the receiver who receives the action. For example, Sam plucked the flower. Flower is the receiver here. The flower is accepting an action. Now, there are some sentences which do not have a receiver. There are certain sentences which do not have a receiver. For example, I am happy. I am happy. Just a simple sentence. Nobody is receiving my happiness. This is the natural sentence. The baby cried. The baby cried. There is no receiver over here. He laughed. He laughed. Again, here we do not have a receiver. So these are some simple sentences where we cannot transform these sentences into the passive voices. It is impossible to transform these sentences into passive voices. But why? How? What is the logic behind all this? Let's see. Passive voice is only possible for a transitive verb. Now, you must be wondering that what is this transitive verb? So for this, doctors and nurses out there, I want to tell you that verbs are of 2 types. Let's see. There are 2 types of verbs. The first type of verb is transitive verb. The second type of verb is intransitive verb. The first type of verb is transitive verb and second type of verb is intransitive verb. Let's see what these types of transitive verbs demand an object. It is necessary that we have an object with transitive verbs. Let's see. Whenever it comes while to define transitive verbs, transitive you can I have a trick of learning transitive verb. With transitive you can have transfer. Always remember that there is transfer of action to a receiver. This is a trick to learn transitive verb. Somebody says to you that identify transitive and intransitive verb. So there is a trick to learn transitive verbs, that transitive verbs need an object. There should be an object to receive an action. Intransitive verbs, an object should receive an action. Fine. They are incomplete without an object. A sentence having a transitive verb is incomplete without an object. Let's see. I bought. I bought what? Do you think I bought is complete? She carried. He sold. She likes. I invited. I cut. The man stole. I am looking. We enjoyed. I opened. She kicked. He took me. I saw. He copied. All these sentences are incomplete sentences. All these sentences are incomplete sentences. You need an object here. What you require is an object here. So let's complete these sentences. I bought a car. I bought a car. She carried the flowers. Object is important over here. He sold the books. He sold what? What did he sold? What did he sell? He sold the books. She likes bananas. I invited him. He sold the books. She likes bananas. I invited him. I cut my finger. You cut what? What did you cut? I cut my finger. So you can see here, all these sentences are incomplete. So which verb do we have here? We have transitive verb. I am looking for my father. I'm looking for my father. We enjoyed the party. We enjoyed the party. I opened the book. She kicked the ball. She kicked the ball. He took me to the venue. I saw a tiger. I saw a tiger. What did you see? I saw a tiger. He copied. What did he copy? This is incomplete. He copied from my sheet. So is it fine? I hope you're able to understand. If yes, kindly write Y. If you have some problem, let me know. Fine, very nice. All of you have understood. Namish, Fasiha, Shruti, Zana. Very nice. All of you have understood. So Now these are the complete sentences. These are the complete sentences. Fine. Earlier they were incomplete. So whenever we talk about transitive verbs, what do we have? Transitive verbs demand an object. Transitive verbs demand an object. Transfer of action is done to the object. There is transfer of an object. And what else? These sentences are incomplete without an object. These sentences are incomplete without an object. Now, this was all about transitive verbs. Let's see as to what intransitive verbs are. Intransitive verbs do not require an object. Intransitive verbs do not demand an object. No transfer of action is required here, and they are complete without an object. Let's take a few examples over here. Transitive verbs require an object. Intransitive verbs do not require an object. To learn a trick about transitive and intransitive verbs, with transitive you can learn that intransitive verbs will require transfer of an action to an object. Transitive, transfer. Transitive, transfer. Fine. He arrived is a complete sentence. The baby smiled. The apple fell. She sneezed. Her grandfather died. It rained heavily. I get up at 6 a.m. every morning. He stood in the corner. We waited outside. I walk to the office every day. All these sentences are complete sentences. They do not require an object. These sentences do not require an object, so these are intransitive verbs. We cannot transform these into passive voice. It's impossible to transform these into passive voice. But we can transform transitive verbs into passive ones. See here, I bought a car. A car was being bought by me. She carried the flowers. The flowers were carried by her. He sold the books. The books were being sold by him, and so on. So, intransitive verbs cannot be transformed into the passive ones. Another trick to learn transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs, we make them happen. We make them happen. Intransitive verbs, they happen naturally. For example, look at these sentences. The baby smiled. The baby smiled naturally, on his own. We haven't committed an action over here. So whenever something happened naturally, we haven't done something to let that action come into place, come into existence, then that is an intransitive verb. It rained heavily. Did you make rain? No. It rained heavily naturally. Now look at these sentences. I invited him. I cut my finger. Something has been done by me. So there are two tricks to learn transitive verbs. The first trick is intransitive verbs, action is transformed to the object. Object is necessary and action is transferred to the object. The action is transferred to the object. We make them happen. I opened the book. I am opening a book. The book is ongoing an action by whom? By me. By me. Fine. And in intransitive verbs, they happen naturally. She sneezed. Who made it happen? She sneezed naturally. We waited outside. Nobody made you wait. You waited on your own. I hope I'm very clear with regards to this. Now here, There are certain verbs that can be used in both types. There are verbs that can be used in both manners, that is transitive and intransitive. Those verbs are called as ambitransitive verbs. Ambitransitive verbs. Ambitransitive verbs are those verbs which perform both as transitive and intransitive verbs. Let us take an example. You have grown now. What is it? Which verb is it? Can you write in your chat windows? You have grown now. Which voice is this? Which verb is this? Please write in your chat window. Intransitive. Intransitive, because somebody has grown on his own. Nobody made it. Similarly, you have grown a beard. This is a transitive verb. Somebody had committed an action. There is an object. What is the object? Beard is the object. The object is the beard. You have grown a beard. The beard is the object. Another example. He runs every day. This is intransitive. Intransitive. He runs a small business. This is transitive. It required an object. He runs. Runs what? A small business. He runs every day. Both sentences are complete. If I remove every day from here, that's fine. That's fine. He runs. This is a complete sentence in itself. He runs. Complete in itself. He runs a small business. This is transitive verb because it required an object over here. The plane will take off in 5 minutes because the plane will take off on itself. Nobody would make it happen. Of course, the pilot is making it happen, but it is an intransitive. Kindly take off your shoes before entering the hall. Kindly take off your shoes before entering the hall. This is transitive verb. With this notion, I hope that you have understood the difference between transitive and intransitive verbs, and you must have also understood as to where can we make use of the passive voice and the active voice. Now I have a drill exercise for all of you. Kindly be all focused. We at Teachio Academy have formulated an exercise for all of you. We have formulated an exercise for all of you. Meanwhile, if you are having any sort of a doubt, please reply in your chat window. I'm just launching a questionnaire for all of you, and you have to answer and perform this exercise. This way you would be able to have a deep knowledge of so people, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? We have devised a questionnaire for all of you at Teachio Academy, and these are certain questions. I want you to give answers. The first sentence is, I did not beat her. This is an active form. Which is the passive form? Please reply with your options. Third. Okay. Everybody of you replying third. Let us click at 3. And it is correct. She was not beaten by me. You can see here, I did not beat her. And all of you replied to me. All of you replied to me that the answer is Now all the doctors and C is the correct answer. And nurses out there, we would be formulating questionnaires for all of you in sessions, in coming sessions, and you will perform those questionnaires on your own, and you will submit these exercises to us. We will check your responses, your exercise, your questions, the answers given by you, and we will give a feedback to all of you one-to-one, so that you are able to qualify your OET exam in one go. This is what we at Teachio Academy believe. The second sentence is, I will never forget this experience. So all of you are replying C. This experience will never be forgotten by me. Let me click this answer and let's see if this is correct. Correct. Very nice. Very nice, all of you. The answer is C. I will never forget this experience. The correct answer is C. This experience will never be forgotten by me. Question number 3. Mother made a cake yesterday. What is the answer? What is the answer? Tabio, Aishwarya, Mahaniz, all of you, please reply fast. The answer of third, all of you are saying C. Let me click C. Correct. Very nice. This is correct. A green tick has been given to all of you. Question number 4. The boy teased the girl. Question number 4. The answer to question number 4 is the girl was teased by the boy. The answer of 4 is, please reply me. See, if you are giving your answers, write 4 and then your option, because it's not clear whether you are giving the answer of question number 3 or 4. I'm getting confused because of all of you. So if you are giving me your answers, write question number, that is 4, and then the option. So the answer of 4 is A. All of you are saying A. Let's click A. Very nice. It's correct. This way, we have formulated a questionnaire, and we will be providing you such type of questionnaires very soon when you you take register on our Teachio Academy profile, our website, our link, and we would make that you practice more and more. If you practice more and more, you're going to qualify the OET exam in one go. Question number 5. Did she do her duty? Question number 5. What is the answer of question number 5? All of you are saying B. Was her duty done by her? Let me click it. Very nice. Very nice. All of you. Applaudable performance. Very nice. Question number 6. The tiger was chasing a deer. The tiger was chasing a deer. Question number 6. The answer is B. All of you are saying B. The deer was being chased by the tiger. The deer was being chased by the tiger. Very good. All of you, very good. Question number 7. She has written a novel. She has written a novel. What is the answer? Please write the answers. 7. A, B, C. Which one? All of you are saying B. Very nice. B. A novel has been written by her. Very good. Applaudable performance, all of you. Question number 8. She has learned her lessons. She has learned her lessons. What is the answer? Question number 8. She has learned her lessons. The answer is it's B. It's B. Let's see. It's B. Very nice. It's B. Her lessons have been learned by her. Question number 9. Have you finished the report? Have you finished the report? Question number 9. Have you finished the report? All of you are saying B. Shruti, Aisha, Tabiwa, Fasiha, Jasmine, Shomaila, Aishwarya, Liza, SP, Saira, Aradhana, Ravinya. Question number 9. All of you are saying B. Mehnaz, Aruna, Khaisum. All of you are saying answer number B. Let me click it. Very nice. All of you, very nice. What about question number 10? The last question. The police have caught the thief. The police have caught the thief. Reply properly. The police have caught the thief. 10, Everybody reply to me. Aishwarya, Aruna, Shiva, Nemish, Liza, Fasiha, Tabua, Aisha, Aradhna, Shumaila. Aruna, where's your answer? Aradhna, Shruti, Zana, Jasmine. Aruna, where's your answer? Peace, Tabua, Lindsay. Aruna A. Okay, fine, Aruna. The first one. And it's correct. Very nice performance. Everybody applaudable. Very nice. I appreciate. Let's come to another exercise devised exclusively by teachioacademy.com. For this, I want to thank Teachio Academy for devising such an interactive session for all of us. I'm highly thankful to all of you and highly thankful on behalf of all the participants here. Question number 1. They were interviewing for her for the job. She was being. Everybody is saying answer A. Fine, it's the correct answer. Tom is writing the letter. All of you take a note sheet and you write your answers. I would be checking your answers right here, right now. You will be having your points here and you would be knowing as to who performed the best. I would be asking you whomsoever achieved 10 out of 10 marks. So please write your answers somewhere. Question number 2. All of you are saying B. The letter is being written by Tom. Okay. Question number 3. Everyone understands English. What is the answer of question number 3? Everyone understands English. English. Okay, you are replying A. Fine. I'm also taking option A. Question number 4. What about this? The employees brought up this issue during the meeting. Question number 4. Write your answers in your notebooks. Ladies and gentlemen, doctors and nurses out there, please write your answers onto a notebook. Question number 4. Okay, all of you are saying C. Let's take C. Question number 5. The professor told him not to talk in class. The professor told him not to talk in class. Question number 5. What's your answer, ladies and gentlemen? Please be fast. Question number 5. The professor told him not to talk in class. So all of you are saying answer B and C also. Some of you are saying C, some of you are saying B. Maximum of you are saying B. The professor told him not to talk in class. C. C is correct. He was being told by the professor not to talk in class. Question number 6. They said that women are smarter than men. 6. C. Okay. How about question number 7? The fire has destroyed the house. The fire has destroyed the house. It's A. Question number 8. She would have told you. Question number 8. You are saying A, option A. Okay, 9. Question number 9. She would reject the offer. She would reject the offer. Please make sure the tense remains unchanged. All of you are saying B, option B. The offer would be rejected by her. And the last question. This surprises me. This surprises me. Tenth, C. I am surprised by this. Let us see our answers. So, according to your answers, you have scored 9 out of 10. Which one's correct? Fifth. Question number 5. All of you committed a mistake over here. Let's see. Question number 5. Once again, let's see. The professor told him not to talk in class. He was told by the professor not to talk in class. Question number 5. He was told by the professor not to talk in class. We will mail you this questionnaire. You can leave your mails with us. We will leave this questionnaire to you so that you can have a second look. And in coming sessions of so fine. In our next session, in today's session, we have thoroughly discussed the basic aspects of the active and passive voice. Active and passive voice is majorly used for OET letter writing and speaking. Now, some of you demanded from me that I should incorporate this active and passive voice in a sample OET letter. That we will be doing in our next session. In the next session, we will discuss imperative sentences and interrogative sentences. These two sentences are very beneficial whenever it comes to OET speaking. OET speaking, imperative and interrogative sentences are used. You are asking your patient a number of questions. So we will perform a drill exercise on the next session about the active passive voices, the role in speaking and writing. We will also incorporate a sample OET letter writing so that you are able to understand it in a better manner. With this notion, respect to the founding members of Teachio Academy. Thank you very much for inviting me for this wonderful interactive session. See you once again next Sunday. I take a leave now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj. A very helpful session, like always. Guys, I just wanted to let you know about if you're interested in booking your OET exam, you can book through our group booking system. So if you just text Dr. Prashant on the number provided, he should be able to assist you with that. Please visit our website, www.teachioacademy.com. To get further details about the courses we offer. And please, all of these sessions are going to be recorded on YouTube. So you should be able to revise all of these on our YouTube channel. It would be very helpful if you can rate us on Google. If you give us a good rating, it should be very, very useful and very, very encouraging. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And I hope you do very well on your OET. Good luck.
तो मैं मनोज को कॉल कर रहा हूँ कि वाइफ से तुम बात कर लेना कोई देर में सही था, लेंस कितनी होनी चाहिए।